Welcome back to my channel, Famous and Fabulous. Have you ever noticed how Johnny Depp has this really cool way about him? Wherever he goes, like in a courtroom, at a movie event, or at a small music place, people want to be around him. It's not just because he's famous or good-looking. It's something more. He has this mystery feeling that makes you wonder what's really going on behind those dark eyes, behind that quiet smile. He's one of those special stars who, even when he doesn't say anything, gets the whole world talking. And that's why what happened the other night feels so exciting. Because after midnight, in a moment that seemed almost too normal to be real, Johnny Depp was seen walking through a quiet street. And he wasn't alone. There wasn't a fancy red carpet. There wasn't a movie being made. There wasn't a big place full of screaming fans. It was just him dressed the way only Depp can dress. Scarf, rings, lots of clothes that look buff-old and cool. And right next to him was a woman. Not someone the world knew right away. Not another star. Not a famous person at all. Just a woman walking with him like it was the most normal thing in the world. And that simple sight, that small detail has made Hollywood go crazy with questions. Who is she? What does this mean? And why did Depp, who usually keeps his private life so secret, let this moment happen? Now let's be honest. Hollywood loves a good mystery. The second something like this happens, the guesses start flying. And with Johnny Depp, those guesses come faster than ever. He's not like the other famous people who tell the public everything all the time. He doesn't fill social media with selfies. He doesn't write posts explaining his every thought. If anything, he does the opposite. He hides, he goes away, and he leaves you wondering, which means that every time he does come out, especially in moments like this, it feels like he meant to do it. And that's why people are interested. One blurry photo, one shaky video, one late night seeing, and suddenly it's everywhere. Fans want to believe it's the start of a love story. Gossip writers want to believe it's a scandal. People on the inside want to believe it's a hint at a bigger story. But with Depp, it's never that easy because his life has always been full of opposite things. He's a world-famous superstar, but he lives like someone who hides from people. He's loved by millions, but he trusts only a few people. He's both everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And that's what makes this midnight mystery so interesting. Picture it. Depp walking through the shadows of the night. His hat pulled down just enough to cover his face, his scarf loose, his coat a little too big, his steps slow, and next to him, this unknown woman. No fancy dress, no shiny jewelry, nothing screaming famous person, just someone who seemed comfortable, someone who looked like she fit there. And that detail is important, because when someone walks next to Johnny Depp in such a normal way, it usually means one thing: they matter to him. See, Depp isn't the type to easily let strangers into his world. He's careful, he's thoughtful. He knows how quickly one moment can be twisted into headlines. So when he lets someone walk with him like that, especially after midnight, it usually isn't random. And that's what has fans talking. Was this a longtime friend he's kept hidden from the public eye? Was it someone from his music group since he's been touring more than making movies lately? Or was it something more? Something the world really wants to call romantic? Now, here's where the guessing really takes off. Because Johnny Depp has always been surrounded by mystery when it comes to his relationships. From big public romances to whispered short relationships, his love life has been watched more than most. But what people forget is that Depp hates the spotlight on his personal life. He's never been one to show off. If anything, he hides. And that's why this midnight sighting feels like a puzzle piece. It's rare, it's real, and it looks unplanned. And then there's the body language. People who were there couldn't help but notice it. He wasn't stiff or uncomfortable the way famous people sometimes are when caught by surprise. He wasn't walking ahead trying to stay away from her. Instead, he looked relaxed. He moved as if he had nothing to prove, nothing to hide. At one point, he even seemed protective, leaning a little toward her, like he wanted to keep her safe from curious eyes. And if you've ever studied body language, you know those little details say more than any official statement ever could. But before we rush to call this a new romance, let's take a step back. Because with Depp, nothing is ever simple. It could very well be that this woman is simply a close friend. Maybe someone who's been part of his group for years, quietly helping him behind the scenes. Maybe someone connected to his art, his music, his creative life. We don't know. And maybe that's the point. Maybe the mystery is the story itself. But here's what I keep coming back to. Johnny Depp doesn't do random things. Think about it. Over the years, he's carefully chosen when to show up in public. He's carefully decided who stands next to him, Whether it was co-stars, partners, or mates, it's never been careless. So the fact that this sighting happened and the fact that the woman was there feels like he meant it to happen. Almost like he knew people would notice. Almost like he wanted them to. And that raises the bigger question. Why now? Why this moment? Why this woman? Depp has been rebuilding his career, his image, and his life over the past few years. He's been getting back into music, reconnecting with fans, and carefully finding his way through a Hollywood that once tried to shut him out. Could this midnight sighting be the first look at a new chapter? Could it be his way of saying he's moving forward personally as well as professionally? Or is it just another unsolved Hollywood mystery that will keep fans guessing forever? Here's what I think. Johnny Depp has always lived by his own rules. He doesn't follow Hollywood's plan. He writes his own. And that's why this moment feels important. It's not just about who the woman is. It's about what it means. It shows that even after everything, the trials, the scandals, the years of guessing, he's still a man who can surprise us. He's still a man who keeps the world guessing. And he's still a man whose private life remains one of Hollywood's biggest mysteries. But let's not forget something else. Fans aren't just curious, they care. They want to see Depp happy. They want to believe he's found peace. So when they see him walking calmly with someone by his side, it creates hope. It creates excitement. It creates endless theories. Because deep down, everyone loves the idea of Johnny Depp finding joy again. And maybe that's what this is all about. Maybe this midnight walk isn't a scandal or a secret. Romance. Maybe it's just a look at Depp living his life quietly the way he wants. But because it's Depp, because of who he is, the world can't help but turn it into a story. That's the power he has. That's the mystery he carries. And that's why this moment, simple as it was, feels so big. So let me ask you this. What do you think? Is this woman just a close friend who happens to be part of his private world? Is she someone new? A love that marks the beginning of a fresh chapter? Or is this just one of those moments that Hollywood loves to make bigger than it really is? Because honestly, the beauty of this story is that no one really knows. And maybe we're not supposed to. Maybe that's the whole point. Because with Johnny Depp, there's always more than what you see. Always another layer. Always another twist waiting just out of reach. And whether this mystery woman turns out to be someone important or just a moment that doesn't last, the fact remains, once again, Depp has gotten the world's attention without saying a single word. That's the magic. That's the mystery. That's Johnny Depp. And as fans, all we can do is watch, wonder, and wait. So tell me, what's your opinion? Who do you think this midnight mystery woman really is? Share your thoughts below because I want to hear every theory. And if you've enjoyed walking through this story with me, don't stop here. There are so many more twists and turns in Depp's life, and we'll keep looking at them together. So hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's keep solving the mysteries of Hollywood, one story at a time. Because if there's one thing I know for sure, it's this. With Johnny Depp, the story is never over.